Hello, welcome to another Master League video. This time we're going to take a look at round 4 in my Master Mega Tournament. We have DragOns1lk against llsemii. llsemii is known to be a very good player from Pogo's. DragOns1lk is known to be a very good player from Canada. Also streams as well. And on the left we see a pretty interesting team with Mega Steelix, Giratina Origin, Ho-Oh, Shadow Lugia, and Extra Draw and Primarina. Not those two are not too interesting, but the other four are picks we haven't seen as much. On the right, we see picks that are less common. We see Mega Scissor. We've seen it once before. Lugia, pretty common. Groudon, however, not too common. And also Giratina Origin. Let's take a look at how this matchup goes. Can't really say who's in favor here. I would think that llsemii's Mega Steelix looks really good, but if it's aligned to Ho, it looks difficult. Looks like it's a Waterfall Primarina from DragOns1lk on the left side. Then llsemii runs away and goes into the Giratina Origin and it's answered by Mega Steelix. Now, fun fact, Steelix, regular Steelix used to be one of the very few Pokemon to beat Dialga with one shield down. Now you have Mega Steelix, and it has way more stats, also much bulkier. This is a very good matchup for DragOns1lk, but he does decide to shoot the first one. I'm guessing that's because this Giratina gets the 2 Shadow Balls regardless, and they, the second one would likely barely take out. So doesn't want to get baited afterwards. I approve of that play from DragOns1lk. Throwing that Crunch immediately. Not trying to go for a potential Earthquake, but this is actually looking tough right now, because the Groudon can get so much energy that it can then throw a Precipice Blades on the Primarina after, and that will likely one-shot. Like, Waterfall's super effective. It doesn't even do that much on the Groudon. It looks like llsemii is staying in for a little bit, then go for that Precipice Blades. Here it comes. If you don't shield this, this will KO. And looks like DragOns1lk is letting the Waterfall Primarina go here. Let's see. Unfortunately, there is that Gyarados in the back, and DragOns1lk with a shield down. Giratina against Gyarados. It's not looking so good anymore. Very classic ABB line from llsemii, right? Baiting out Steelix with the Giratina, and then his Gyarados roams kind of free. On top of that, it would have also baited out a Charm Primarina if it was around. Which I'm guessing he uses Groudon as a counter to. But yeah, once it runs Waterfall, the Giratina is actually pretty good against it. So yeah, there we go. And Waterfall, like, Gyarados are also not the worst against Waterfall Primarina, just because it has to build up so long to those charge moves. Yeah. Looks like no shields are left here, and Gyarados is just sweeping up this game. No Ho-Oh from DragOns1lk. We did see that Steelix, despite the Groudon around. Maybe didn't expect the Groudon from llsemii. Looks pretty risky to use against double flyers, so but against the others might just be fine. Take a look at battle number 2. Currently the score is 1-0 for llsemii. We have the Shadow Apex Lugia on the left versus the Mega Scissor on the right, and looks like DragOns1lk tries to catch a move on the Mega Steelix, and this is somewhat weird for llsemii, because this is his Steelix answer on this current line, right? The Gyarados and the Giratina both don't do very well here, but this does give him a nice opportunity to get that boost, because you can throw a lot of neutral Night Slashers here. Next Night Slash barely doesn't put this Steelix into the yellow. Crunch coming in. Mega Scissor is not bulky, but it can take hits pretty comfortably. Look at that. Also should say that Mega Steelix isn't the most offensive weighted, so there's also that. Looks like llsemii's just looking to play this out like this. Probably prefers his Giratina or his Gyarados on that Lugia. The Lugia does have some energy already, and it's a Shadow Lugia, so that Aeroblast will hit a ton on everything. Looks like llsemii really wants to keep this Scissor alive. Building up more energy is way quicker than this Steelix is. I don't think you shield this as DragOns1lk. No, he doesn't. Comes through. We haven't seen a boost yet. Nope, no boost. In comes a Lugia again. Are you going to farm this down? I think the Scissor will get to another Night Slash and shields this move. Interesting. I don't think it will do that much. Despite this Lugia being Shadow, it still can take a Night Slash comfortably. Yeah, I think this will do like 30%. Ah, yeah. And, ooh, llsemii not letting him farm down. Going for the Arrow Blast. This will do, I think, 70% or something. This is gonna do so much. It goes no shoot it, and it will do so much damage. But this is not the worst for llsemii, because he can still throw the Shadow Ball regardless of whatever came in. Gotta shield this as Dragon Silk, otherwise your Giratina is just gone. And I do like the Giratina pick from Dragon Silk here, because it basically has play against about everything. The worst you can face probably that Florges, but looks like llsemii not even trying to bring that, probably fearing the Steelix a lot. In comes the Gyarados again, and shields are down, so Dragon Silk can't shield a Crunch here. Do you shield this Shadow Ball? Does not shield the Shadow Ball on Gyarados. Gyarados can take it, so that's fine. At this point, you might even want to go on just Ominous Wind, though, and he is actually. This won't take it out, but llsemii is kind of pressured here, so he needs to shield that move. Otherwise, Lugia just farms everything down, which is not ideal either. And I think Lugia does not have enough energy to take out this Gyarados as well, because the Gyarados outfarmed just a little bit here. Take a look. Yeah, the Lugia is dry, so the Gyarados should outpace. But man, those Dragon Tails are adding up. And barely getting to the Crunch, just barely. Gyarados, that one of the two non-legendaries on llsemii team, actually clutching it twice here for llsemii. That's 2-0 already. Well played by llsemii. But let's take a look at game number 3 here. See if Dragon Silk can salvage a point, and he finally gets the lead that he's looking for. Because you don't want this Gyarados on your Giratina. You don't want this Gyarados. Well, it's maybe fine on Lugia, but you know, it's the best here. You do take Super Effective Aqua Tails, which will chunk a little bit, but the Dragon Breaths do nothing. That's the first Crunch go. This also doesn't do anything, so there's that. It actually gets closer than I would think it should. Yeah, this will put the Steelix really low. Wait, this is not that great for Steelix. Oh, the more you know. Going for another Crunch. And look at that. Steelix is just barely winning this. Just barely winning this. I'm just saying. Also helps that Dragon Silk isn't baiting everything. Swapping his Giratina straight into the ground. And this is really tough, because you could have aligned your Lugia here. But also, opposing Giratina with energy advantage would have been disastrous. Shooting up the first Precipice Blades, that would have done a big chunk. So that's a good shield there. But man, Shadow Lugia, not the best against the Giratina. It has play, because Dragon Tails are super effective, just not great. Looks like llsemii just putting his Lost Shield on that Giratina. Even CMP on this Precipice Blades, that's awful for Dragon Silk. Does decide to shield that. At this point, you just put 2 shields on the Giratina. Looks like llsemii is doing that. What's the worst you can face here as llsemii? The Steelix is already gone. There are no bad matchups really anymore for llsemii. Makes sense that he's really digging this Giratina. And I like this play, just trying to get a boost here. Honestly though, even if you boost, the Shadow Ball will likely still take out from llsemii's Giratina. So not a lot you can do here. Maybe catch a move. Tries to, but nope. llsemii only gets more energy like this. At this point, man, none of your Pokemon want to take a Shadow Ball. Here comes the first one. Can you take this out? If you can outpace to a Sky Attack with the Dragon Tools that you already have. You should outpace to... You should at least get to 1 Sky Attack. I'm not sure if llsemii also gets to his Ominous Wind before the first Sky Attack. No, let's take a look. This is gonna do a lot of damage. Probably like 60. Yeah, does less than the Arrow Blast he took to the face earlier, but regardless. And not going for that Sky Attack here. Realizes that this is probably over anyway. Got a ball coming through. Yeah, because llsemii had a shield, so that makes sense. Yeah. So, tough matchup for Dragon Silk there. Couldn't really get the alignment he was looking for, except in game number 1. But as we saw, Steelix against Gyarados, not even that bad for Gyarados. Thank you guys for playing this tournament, and thank you for submitting these battles. Hope you liked the video, and have a good one.